We up. We up. We up. We up. Woo! Hello everyone, welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and I want to talk about my San Antonio Spurs and just how impressive they have been recently. Before we go any further, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, the San Antonio Spurs are currently on an 8-game winning streak, which is the longest winning streak in the NBA at the moment. And the NBA Cup Final doesn't count for stats, doesn't count for anything. And they currently sit as the second seed in an absolutely stacked and loaded Western Conference, only being 2.5 games back of the first seed. And who's in that number one spot? The OKC Thunder. Now, this winning streak started all the way back on the 8th of December, and today it is the 27th of December. So their win streak has been going on for almost 20 days now. 3 of these wins have come against the aforementioned reigning champion OKC Thunder, where they beat them in the Cup tournament, winning 111-109, and then a few days ago they beat them belt to ass, absolutely just spanked that ass. I just hit my hat. They won 130-110, and then yesterday on Christmas Day, they won 117-102. The OKC Thunder have a Spurs problem, but that's another topic that I'm going to talk about in a future video. The second game of this win streak also came against the LA Lakers, where they didn't have Victor Wembanyama. And the LA Lakers, who have been super interesting this year, have still been pretty decent. They've still got a winning record, they're still a top 5 seed out west, so it's been pretty impressive. But during the streak, as I said, from December 8th to today, they currently average 124.3 points per game, which is good for 6th during this time. They are also averaging 49.8 rebounds per game, which is number 1 during this time, where they are a couple rebounds ahead of the second place team. Who are they? I don't remember. They also average just shy of 27 assists a game, which is good for 16th, so not great, not terrible either. They also get 7 steals and 4.3 blocks per game, and only getting 13.4 turnovers a game, which is good for the 9th best. Now, during this time, they are also shooting the 6th best percentage in the NBA at 49.3% from the field. They are also 7th in terms of 3-point percentage, where they sit at 38.3%. But they do shoot a pretty subpar 77.2% from the foul line, and that's probably due to Stephon Castle, who's really, really good at getting to the foul line, just doesn't make those shots all that efficiently. Now, their advanced stats have been very, very good. They sit top 5 in both offense and defense, where they are the 3rd ranked offense during this time and the 4th ranked defense during this time, with a very, very, very good 15.3 net rating, which is 1st. They're also 5th in true shooting percentage at 60.6%. Keep in mind as well that during this 8-game win streak, the first 2 games, which I think were against the Pelicans and the Lakers, the Spurs were without Victor Wembanyama. And since coming back in that first OKC game, Victor Wembanyama has been on a minutes restriction. He's only playing 21.6 minutes per game, but in those minutes, he has been super impactful. During this time, he is averaging 18 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, just under 3 assists, and just under 2 blocks a night, on 54.9% from the field, and an incredible 46.7% from 3. And keep in mind, like I just said, this is only in 21 minutes per game. He also, during this time, has a 117 offensive rating and a 102.3 defensive rating, which is good for a 14.7 net rating. You just watch, it's... Every single time we talk about Victor Wembanyama or mention Victor Wembanyama, it's always, this dude is just insane. He alone, in my opinion, has the greatest impact on the game we have seen in a very long time. And by this, I mean when he is on the court compared to when he is off the court, the team that they are playing completely changed their entire dynamic. You watch the Thunder, literally in yesterday's game. When Victor Wembanyama was not on the court, they were attacking the paint a hell of a lot more. But as soon as Victor Wembanyama checks in, they become a lot more passive. Isaiah Hartenstein's not even looking to shoot the ball. His presence, being 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan and being pretty damn strong, as J-Dub said.
Yeah, Dub, just kind of talk about what it is that San Antonio does so well that, you know, kind of takes you guys out of your game.
There's this guy on their team that's 7'5" and takes up a lot of space on the court. So that's that defensively.
He is just a freak of nature. He's got an insane shot blocking, timing, IQ. There's just nothing that this guy cannot do on the defensive side of the ball. And then on offense, how is a 7'5" player handling the ball like that? He can fade, he can shoot, he can finish around the basket. It just seems like he can dunk anything. Of course, if you throw it up high, he's the only player that's able to grab it. He's just a beast. He's an absolute beast. Victor Wembanyama is easily my favorite player in the NBA, and I cannot wait for him to be off that bullshit minutes restriction. I get it, but man, oh man. Unfortunately, during this winning streak though, Victor Wembanyama did lose his streak of consecutive games with at least one block, where he finished with 101 straight blocks, which was good for the third most ever, only behind Patrick Ewing and Dikembe Mutombo. I also want to talk about Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle, or Castle as you Americans say, has been insane. During this winning streak, he is leading the Spurs in points per game with 20.6, while also averaging 6 assists a night. He's still getting quite a few turnovers, but whatever. Stephon Castle has a really great ability to drive past anyone. He's strong. He's 6'6". He's really good at getting 2 feet in the paint, and he's really solid at finishing around the rim. Stephon Castle this season is shooting 72.2% at the rim, which is crazy for a sophomore guard. He is clearly cemented himself as the best player from the 2024 draft class, albeit it's not a great draft class, so it's not really that hard. Stephon Castle has made himself look so valuable for the future of the San Antonio Spurs team, where we know that going into, or where we know before the season started, that there were trade rumors or speculation that Stephon Castle would probably be the odd man out, apart from De'Aaron Fox, obviously, but the talks were always that this is going to be Dylan Harper and Victor Wembanyama's team. Stephon Castle's is going to be more of that outsider piece that we could use for trades, but now I think he's easily cemented himself as a really important and integral core piece for the San Antonio Spurs future. Can he be a lead ball handler? I'm not so sure just yet. I think he's a great combo guard. He does, however, you can see it's super obvious that he does have potential to be an incredible passer and playmaker. He just needs to develop that jump shot and free throw. Once he can develop these, Stephon Castle is going to be very scary for defending teams. And then defensively, Stephon Castle is their best perimeter defender. He's not afraid to take the challenge on. He's said multiple times, I want the best player. He guarded Shea every single time he possibly could in all 3 of their matchups. You'll watch, he'll guard Luka. He will always be guarding the opposing team's best players. Stephon Castle is incredible. I love him. Last year, I kept calling him my rook. That's my rook. I would also very much like to talk about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox's impact for this team has been undeniably incredible and super important. He's quick. He's always going to be the fastest player on the court. His ability to just put on a burst of speed at any given point to blow past his defenders is so much fun to watch. He's a great leader. He's a much improved three-point shooter this season, where he's averaging a career high from beyond the arc. He just looks like he hasn't lost a step. He looks so good, and especially alongside Victor Wembanyama. He is shooting 43% from 3 on just over 5 attempts a game. De'Aaron Fox, we know, has never been someone that we look at as a good shooter. But this season, he's really turning that narrative around. And he has also stated, especially coming into the season, that he wants to become an elite defender. And he's looked really solid on the defensive side of the ball. He has a skinny frame, which means he's able to be pushed around real easy. But because of the fact he's so fast, he is able to stay in front of attacking teams. De'Aaron Fox has been super valuable to this team. Is he the most likely one to get traded? Yes. Obviously, he's 27 at this point. He's not going to be part of the future of this team in the way that he is now. I love De'Aaron Fox. And finally, the third guard on this team that has just been super impressive, Dylan Harper. What is super impressive about the 3 guys I just mentioned, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, is that all of them have an insane ability to get 2 feet in the paint to create offense and get the defense scrambling. They all attack, though, using different strengths. Stephon Castle is just super strong, and he's tall and he's long. De'Aaron Fox is so fast. He can blow past anybody. And Dylan Harper is so crafty. He's a little bit of everything. He's a bit shorter than Stephon Castle, a bit taller than De'Aaron Fox. He's not as fast as De'Aaron De'Aaron Fox. He's not as strong as Stephon Castle, but he's got an insane handle. Definitely a better handle than Stephon Castle, up there with De'Aaron Fox. He's still able to create some insane offense. He has been such a great backup point guard for the Spurs team, and his per 36 stats look really, really good. I talked about them in my rookies video, so if you're curious about that, go and tune into that video. But Dylan Harper has just been so good. He's been everything we thought he was going to be. He's a pretty damn good defender. He can create his own offense. He can get 2 feet in the paint, like I just said. He's a good passer. He can protect the ball. He's only averaging 1.6 turnovers a game. However, just like Stephon Castle, he needs to improve on that jump shot. Where, unlike Stephon Castle, I can actually see him becoming a very respectable shooter. Stephon Castle, I can see him being an alright shooter, but Dylan Harper, I can definitely see him being an above average to good three-point shooter. And then if we just talk about the backup pieces, Keldon Johnson. Holy shit, what an impressive season he is having. Looking like a Sixth Man of the Year contender. He was a leading scorer for the San Antonio Spurs in their blowout win over the Thunder, and he came off the bench. He had 25. Keldon Johnson is a beast. He's an enforcer. He's a great rebounder for being 6'5", 6'6". He's stocky. He's not afraid of the moment. He is a winning player. Devin Vassell is someone else that has been really, really impressive. He is a little bit streaky. Last game on Christmas Day, where they played the Thunder and beat them, obviously, he only had 5 points on pretty bad shooting. He can also have games where he hits 5 threes and shoots very efficiently and hits very clutch shots. He's also a pretty good defender. He's been really, really solid. Harrison Barnes, Mr. 100%. If you know, you know. The dude is one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he's one of the best corner three-point shooters in the NBA. He has started to take a step back in terms of efficiency from beyond the arc, but he's still super impressive, and he's still super incredible. When his shot wasn't really falling, especially in those last 2 games versus the Thunder, he would just go right at Chet Holmgren, and although Chet is 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan, and Harrison Barnes is 6'8", he knows, because he's a veteran, that he can just body Chet Holmgren and just dump his shoulder into Chet's chest to bump him out of the way to get those tough finishes around the rim. He is also really, really good at decelerating, meaning he can go from 100 to 0 real quick to get the defense jumping, and he can slow right down in terms of those Euro steps, something that Luka Doncic has been known to do as well. And the final player that I want to give a huge shout out to, Luke Kornet. You beautiful, beautiful man. After the Spurs fans had to watch bum-ass Zach Collins for several years, Luke Kornet is such a beautiful upgrade. He has been so good in the starting role while Victor Wembanyama has been recovering. He's averaging 1.6 blocks along with 7 rebounds in around 26 minutes per game. He's a great lob threat. Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox love throwing him lobs. He's just been able to hold it down while Vic has been recovering. Luke Kornet, such an underrated signing. The Spurs signed him to a 4-year deal, and I think it was 4-year, 41 mil. So it's a pretty damn friendly deal. He's been so good. Obviously, he doesn't have the same defensive impact as Wembanyama, but he's still a really good defender. He can block shots. He's actually pretty damn good at moving his feet as well. Shout out Luke Kornet, man. What a player, what a signing. So, with all this, is it time to take the San Antonio Spurs seriously as true contenders? Although they have just beat the Thunder, the reigning champions, who were talked about heavily to break the single season wins record of 73-9, I would say that they're still a step under teams like the Thunder, like the Nuggets, like the Rockets, for several reasons. The regular season is a lot different than the playoffs. The pace slows right down, and you watch the Spurs, especially the 3-headed guards, they love to run. I obviously think the Spurs team is really, really good. Obviously, I think they're so talented, but like I just said, I still think they're a little bit below, and I think next year, depending on what happens with the offseason and the development of Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, I think next season they can really, really contend. Do I think that they could win the championship this season? Yeah, absolutely. It's not like I'm saying there's no chance. Anything can happen. And especially with Victor Wembanyama, if he goes into the playoffs healthy, watch out other teams. The reason I think this though is I just think that the way that the Thunder play is exactly how the Spurs want them to play. The Spurs are really, really good at not turning the ball over, and the Thunder thrive on that. The Spurs are one of the best teams in terms of ball security in the entire league, and when it comes to the Thunder, you know that if you can limit your turnovers against them and force them to play in the half court, they're not so great. And that is a big reason why I think that the San Antonio Spurs were able to beat them 3 times. But against teams like the Nuggets and against teams like maybe the Timberwolves, I can see those teams giving them a bit of trouble. But like I said, I still think they could win, but I still think they are also a step below the true contenders. They do seem to be ahead of schedule, which is just it's the wide opinion of the entire NBA that the Spurs are ahead of schedule. And do I agree with that? Ow, that was my elbow. Do I agree with that? Absolutely, I agree with that. The Spurs are way ahead of schedule, especially with Victor Wembanyama not being healthy. So when Victor Wembanyama is healthy, now that this team seems to have really clicked and their chemistry just looks amazing, and that all these players now know that there is a chance they can win, their confidence is at an all-time high, beating the reigning champs several times, putting belt to ass. These players want to win, and when players know that there's a chance, they're always going to play harder. So yeah, I absolutely can see this San Antonio Spurs team just doing things that are unprecedented. Are they maybe going to go on a run like the Rockets did last season when they finished with 52 wins and were the 2nd seed, but got eliminated in the first round? I can see that happening. However, the Rockets don't have a Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is the biggest game changer here. If he can be healthy and continue to be dominant, then yes, the Spurs team looks scary. But that will be all from me for this video about the San Antonio Spurs. Let me know what you guys think of the Spurs down in the comment section below. Are you excited to see a team this good be able to take down the reigning champions and potentially win it all? I know I am. Let me know what you guys think. But like I said in the intro, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.